So what the building industry can learn from the car industry when it comes to regulating and enabling fiscal incentives for sustainability? The first thing is the same question. What is the biggest impact of the building industry? And there are two key impacts. Using electricity and gas at consumer use when you are using the building, and the embodied impacts of the materials to make the buildings. In metrics, that would mean grams of CO2 or kilowatts hour per square meter or per occupant per year at use level, and at materials level it would be something like grams of CO2 per square meter in the case of carpet or per kilogram in the case of steel, for example. So what would be the magic metric for the built environment? At use level, there would be something like kilowatts hour per square meter per occupant per year, or kilograms of CO2 per square meter or per occupant per year. And at embodied impacts would be something like kilograms of CO2 of the whole building. Similar to the car industry EU top-down target of 95 kilograms of CO2 per kilometer, we would have the same for the building industry. We would have a very high standard for new buildings, and we would have reasonable standard for retrofitting old buildings. All member states, regions and cities will be encouraged to report their averages of the different buildings so they can compete against each other, and it's also the name and shame. Display of the magic metric in private and public buildings will be mandatory. At materials level, there would be one single product category rule, and the EU has set up this category rule called EN 15804, and that's the rule to make EPDs for all the building industry. All materials that go to the building would have to provide an environmental product declaration according to this standard. At national level, you would tax buildings based on its energy performance. For example, low stamp duty for low carbon houses. And the same thing for local level. Council taxes linked to energy performance.